how do you feel about your Dallas Cowboys draft? Obviously, they got the offensive lineman out of Tulsa. I'm blanking on the name. I'm scrolling to it right now. Mr. Tyler Smith. So go ahead.
The moment the pick got announced, I was so mad. There was just a lot of players at that pick that I thought were a lot better value. Um, Tyler Linderbaum was mainly the one that I really wanted. Obviously, I don't know how Dallas views the future of Tyler Biotish, the current center, but I just really haven't been impressed by him. Unfortunately, I had a lot of high hopes for him when he was coming out of the draft in the fourth round, but I just haven't really been impressed so far. And so I thought that Linderbaum was a home run pick. Centers typically like their positional value is low, but I feel like they're the safest pick in the draft because often you based on their college career if you're a good center or not. I mean, we saw it last year with why am I blanking on the guy the Chiefs took in the first round?
First round.
Oklahoma.
You mean
Not the
second
first round,
Creed Humphrey.
second round. Yeah, Creed Humphrey. Stud center. Everyone knew it in the draft. Everyone knew coming out of college he was a beast, and he comes out and he dominates year one. And so I was really hoping the Cowboys would go after Linderbaum because it felt like they could, replace the hole that they've really had since Travis Frederick retired. That I just felt like he was a really good fit. And even if you don't want to start him at center right away, you could play him at guard. I think that he had decent size to be able to do that. Regardless, I don't know. I really wanted him. I thought there were some linebackers there like Devin Lloyd that I really liked. There's just a couple different options that I still wanted personally over Tyler Smith. The reason I really hated the pick initially is he is being brought in to be immediately our left guard, which is fine because we need a new left guard, but he's replacing Connor Williams. And the entire reason we let Connor Williams leave was because he just had so many penalties. I think he led the entire league in penalties by an offensive lineman, a single offensive lineman, and the Cowboys' entire line as a whole unit led the league in penalties. So now we get one of the most penalized players in college football who lacks discipline, lacks technique. Oftentimes he has his hands down in just weird spaces. And so then when he gets beat by guys who are a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, whatever it was, he just grabs them. I don't love that. So we'll see. The only thing that's really keeping me from thinking this pick is just total trash is that the Cowboys have a really, really good track record with the offensive line picks in the first round. I scrolled through to try and find the last offensive lineman they took highly that did not pan out to be amazing. And it took me all the way back to 1979, in which they took a guy in the first round who ended up only starting like 5 games in his career. Other than that, in the first round, they've selected the likes of Larry Allen and Tyron Smith and Zach Martin and Travis Frederick and all these guys who in their primes were Hall of Fame level players. Obviously, Larry Allen already made it. I think Tyron Smith and Zach Martin have cases for it. Travis Frederick retired early, but he made 5 straight Pro Bowls. So, yeah, I believe in the Cowboys' ability to draft offensive line in the first round. I believe in Will McClay. They had him 16th on their board. According to Stephen Jones, there was a team who they were going to trade with, didn't end up doing it. Right after they picked him, that team texted him and said, "It's a good thing you didn't trade with us because that was going to be our guy." So from all the Cowboys media that I've heard, if we didn't take him, somebody was going to, because I know a lot of fans, myself included, felt like it was a pretty big reach. Apparently, there was other people who thought he was going to be a first-round pick. So we'll see. I'm reserving my full judgment to just see what the Cowboys can do with him. Because like I said, I felt similar to the way that I felt when they picked Travis Frederick. I thought, okay, that's fine if you want to take him, but you could have got him later. It worked out with him. So we'll see what happens to Tyler Smith. I will say I love his physicality. He's an athletic freak. He's only 21 years old. He turned 21 a month ago. So he's one of the youngest. I think he might be the youngest player in the draft. So I like that too. He scored a 30 on the Wonderlic test. So he's one of the smartest players at his position. And so I like that. And also apparently he's a very high character guy. So I love all the other stuff. It's just the technique, the discipline, all those things. The things that I hated about Connor Williams, those are his same weaknesses right now. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm reserving judgment. I hope I'm wrong about him.
Yeah. I hear you on the penalties thing. The only one way I could justify it, maybe like you mentioned, why am I blanking on it? Tyron Smith been in a lot of injuries, so maybe they feel. I feel like he does have more upside than Connor Williams. I think that you already alluded to. So and maybe the hand stuff, unlike Connor, maybe they can feel they can clean it up with him more. Once again, with old linemen, it's tough because sometimes we don't see these guys for a year or two. Obviously he's a first rounder, so we're gonna see him soon.
I
So-
expect him to start day one.
Yeah, and I think that's the expectation. And then maybe groom him to be the left tackle,
Right.
Because his Tyron's been really just breaking down slowly but surely.
which they did that with Leo Collins. He started at left guard, eventually moved to right tackle, and he's great. So
Yeah, so maybe that's the hope. But yeah, it was. I thought maybe Linderbaum like you because he could at least play guard as well, and then maybe if Piata still isn't working out, you can move him over. I also thought maybe Jermaine Johnson. I was like, man,
Yeah.
you let Randy Gregory go. Jermaine Johnson's kind of free falling here, which I still don't know why. I'm not sure if it was off the field stuff or what, but he fell and Dallas didn't go there. So I wasn't really sure on linebacker, but yeah, I really thought those two, Linderbaum, especially the guys that basically went right after him, and Jermaine Johnson were more likely to go there. But it was in that area after like 20 that we kind of saw where I think many draft experts with Sims, even the guys on Bleacher Report, they mentioned like once after 20 guys, there's like a top 20, then after like 21 to 60, like they're all kind of in the same-ish range, which is
right.
so maybe it was tough. Maybe Dallas was just really high in them, and they wanted to grab him then and there, couldn't trade back, and then
Well, listen. Apparently, according to Jerry, and he flashed the draft card. He said that they had him higher ranked on their draft board than Zion Johnson and Kenyon Green.
Wow,
the two guards who went earlier than him. So
who knows? But anyways, I mean, at least he filled the position of need.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could have drafted another quarterback, so it could have been worse. Yeah. But there it is.
Like a running back or something. It could have been way worse.
Yeah, or another wide receiver. You always. Yeah. Even then, that wouldn't be that bad this year since he let Amari go. But anyways, so that's Tyler Smith for your Cowboys.